Welcome back to our Lions Walk. It's episode 26. Si says, thank the F for that result at Luton. Now, just please go and get some players in. The most injury-hit side in the Championship. It's going to be testing times for Millwall, but 3 points is all we need. What do we learn from Luton? And, I've messed this up. I pressed the button that I didn't want to press. I just wanted that one. Welcome back to our Lions Walk. It's episode 26 this week. Si says on Twitter, thank the F for that Luton result. Now go and get some players. The most injury-hit side in the Championship. This is a massive week for Millwall. The transfer window shutting in 7 days' time. What is going to happen? We've got Charlie and Callum to not only review the Luton game, but also forecast what they hope is going to happen in that department. Thank you for joining us. If you haven't yet found the channel, well, where have you been? But thank you for watching. Please drop us a quick subscribe down at the bottom there. We are one of the quickest growing Millwall content on the internet, and there's a good reason for that, because we've got Callum and Charlie who entertain us each week, talking of just previously how bad Luton and Millwall have been. This week, let's talk about how good they've been, Charlie, shall we? How impressed were you with the boys at Luton?
I've got to say, I think the perfect way to put this week's result was it was a big sigh of relief. It was like we finally got them 3 points after quite a bit of waiting now. I think, as well as that, we saw everything we wanted to see. We've seen, I think Ivanovic had his best game in a Millwall shirt. I think his hold-up play, laying it off, I think it was perfect. And talking about his goal, it's like, I think it's probably one of the best goals you'll see for the rest of the season. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think, I don't think there was a bad performance out on that pitch on Saturday, really. I think everyone played well, and it was very promising.
Let me just play devil's advocate a little bit here, because our Luton fans said, oh my God, we were terrible. Were Millwall good, Callum, or were Luton that bad?
I think Luton were poor. I don't think they showed much except for on their set pieces. I think Morris was a massive target for the set pieces, and it caused Tanganga a few problems in the game. But yeah, they didn't really show much going forward, which surprised me a little bit. But considering their run form recently, obviously it's not really a surprise to most fans. But no, as Charlie just said, it's exactly what he just said, really. It was quite a tight, scrappy game, but I thought we showed real bright sparks throughout the game. I think the interplay between, Denor, Ivanovic, Bangura-Williams and Connolly when he came on was brilliant. I think obviously another injury, which we'll come on to in a bit, with Scanlon getting a hamstring injury and going off early doors, was a bit of a here we go again. And then obviously we had Jenson go off in the second half as well, which was another massive injury. So yeah, our squad's injury ridden, as I like to call it, at the moment. So yeah, but listen, a massive 3 points, and obviously we're filming this on Monday. We've got a massive game at Pompey tomorrow night on Tuesday. So let's hope we can get another 3 points.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at a couple of tweets then. We saw it before there, Charlie, but I didn't read it out. Fred said we needed that win big time. Ivanovic, Connolly, Williams, CDN and Kramer, we'll talk about Kramer a bit more in a second, was superb. Tanganga, yet again in a league of his own. He had Morris on strings all game. Get in there, Mill. I tell you what, Tottenham could do with Tanganga back, couldn't they, Charlie, for the way they're playing at the moment?
My cousin's a Tottenham fan. He messaged me on Saturday and said he'd do a swap deal for Dragosin. But yeah, I think we spoke about Tanganga on here before. He is literally just a class above, and I mean, as long as we can keep hold of him for the last couple of days of this window, that will do us. I think on Saturday, obviously Connolly unfortunately had to come on because of Scanlon's injury, but I've got to say Connolly didn't look out of place from when he came on. He was really a bright spark. Unfortunately, his penalty was awful, but I think apart from that, he had a very good performance. Casper Denor has been, since the Dagenham game, really, I think that might have given him a bit of confidence. He's sort of been unplayable. He's been one of our best players. And then Bangura-Williams has just sort of come out of nowhere. And to be honest, he's sort of made us not even think about the loss of Essay the way he's come in. He's already got he's got a goal contribution in each of the 3 games he's played in, and he looks like he's one hell of a player.
Absolutely, he does. Yeah, and he's active on Twitter as well, which is good to see from a pro as well. What if you get a penalty against QPR this weekend, Callum? Who takes it?
Oh, do you know what? Just leading on for that Connolly penalty. As soon as he missed that penalty, I'm like, oh, here we go again. Like, we're just going to probably lose, and like it's just our scoring this season has just been so poor. But yeah, no, I thought after that penalty, he kept his head up and he played a phenomenal game, in my opinion. So the answer to your question would be probably Duncan Watmore, if I'm being totally honest. Now, obviously, fans of Millwall have a bit of there's a bit of a divide on Watmore, saying that he's quite lazy, and he doesn't run a lot, and he doesn't do enough for up front. But I think, we haven't got, apart from Ivanovic, who's been obviously scoring and been playing well recently, I don't think we have a set piece taker in our team, if I'm being totally honest, which is a problem. Obviously, Fleming was our set piece taker. But at the moment, I think with the squad how it is, I don't think we have a set piece taker. So I think maybe Ivanovic, probably, because he's been really good recently, but I'd go probably Duncan Watmore or Ivanovic, one of the two.
Okay. A word on Alex Neil as well, Charlie, who's been getting a couple of bit of pelters, which has been a bit harsh, hasn't it? But he says Millwall fans need to rally and get behind Alex Neil on this team. We've shown how good we can be, but clearly injuries are going to impact the rest of our season. If certain players need to start, then so be it. Get behind Alex Neil and the team. You, I hope, agree with all of that, Charlie?
Yeah, I think I've really liked some of the words that Alex Neil said during the week. So he's talked about playing the young players and how he likes to develop his young players. And I think he spoke a lot on Ivanovic and just getting him that game time. And I think that's what not only the fans were sort of hoping to see, I think it's also what upstairs are looking to see. So I think he's impressed with his squad selections. I think a few people were a bit shocked, of course, seeing like Scanlon starting on the wing and stuff like that. But I think he knows where we are at the moment. I think he knows we need to grind these results out. And sometimes it isn't going to be pretty over the next couple of weeks, but it is what we need at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Once the QPR game is done, then of course it's over to the transfer window and all the hustle and bustle that goes with that. Let's have a look at kind of what Sky were reporting. This was a couple of days ago, so it's definitely out of date here. But Callum, there's only the 6 teams that haven't signed anyone. Yeah, you're one of them. What do you put that down to? Was it all your business was done in the summer?
Well, obviously, we bring in 2 players. We bring in, obviously, Connolly, who's on a free. He's at Sunderland previously, and we brought in Tristan Kramer from Brentford. So I think Kramer's a really good signing. I spoke a little bit about him last week. I think he's obviously due to Leonard and McNamara getting injured in the Cardiff game last week. He's had to play right back, and I think he's been phenomenal in that position. I think the 2 games he came on against Cardiff, he done really well. And then, the Luton game on Saturday, he done really, really well. Yeah, and he got player of the match on Sky as well. So I think he was, the touch map that they showed during the game, he was up and down that right wing. He was just absolutely phenomenal, winning every header. And he was brilliant. And obviously you've got Eze, who we just seen going to Palace for a record fee for our club, which is huge, leading going forward. And then Bradshaw's obviously gone to Oxford for an undisclosed fee as well. So, yeah, I think we definitely need more players. That's for certain, because we've obviously got a really bad injury list. But I think we definitely need more players in before the window shuts.
Okay. We'll review all of that, of course, next week. So join us for that. We've been building up our worst ever Millwall side in the last couple of weeks as well. Last week we did strikers. This week we're looking at the defensive unit. So thank you for all your comments on this as well. Last week we had some stunning, really bad answers in the comment section last week. Let's see if you can outdo yourself this week as a fan base. We're looking for the stinking defenders that you've seen over your time at Millwall. Charlie, do you want to kick this off for us? We don't worry too much about a left back and a right back, but if you can, that'd be great. What have you got?
Yeah, I actually quite struggled with thinking of some players for this. I think weirdly we've been quite lucky over the last few years, especially like if you look at the last 6-7 years, we've had Sean Hutchinson, Jake Cooper.
Yeah.
If you look further back, you got like players like Danny Shooter and stuff like that who quite good players for the club. So we've never really lacked too much at central defence. But I think one that sprang to mind was Sid Nelson. I think he was a player we all hoped was going to be good, but he wasn't. And I think his career really took a spar after he left us, and I think that's where we saw his ability was, unfortunately. And then I think if I had to push for another player, I'd probably go right back, and I might think of, although he wasn't terrible, I think Marlon Romeo, especially the way it ended, was sort of like, I can't remember the last time I saw him put a cross into the box or anything like that. So yeah, I think those are two players I'd go for who pop straight into my mind.
All right, that's two of them done. Thanks, Charlie. Callum, can you finish this off?
Yeah, do you know what? I've literally got the same two as Charlie. I've done a back four, so I've gone Sid Nelson, Marlon Romeo. I've gone a centre back that I've gone for. I've done my research here, so you might like this one. So we had a player called Askew, who we signed in 2011 under Kenny Jackett, and his debut. So he came on loan from Norwich, and on his debut, he played against Leicester away, and on his first game, and he got sent off, and that's the only game he played for Millwall. So he had done a 2-footed lunge on Yakubu, funnily enough, and we lost 4-2 that game. So yeah, that's the only appearance he had, and then Norwich sent
Good
him back in as
Wikipedia
well.
we used that on. Well done.
Yeah, listen, I've done my research, and my left back, funnily enough, is James Meredith, who Neil Harris signed from Bradford back in 2017, 2018 when we got promoted. Couldn't pass the ball, couldn't cross at all into the box, just boring. Get him out of the club. He was absolutely awful. I was going to swear then, but I didn't, thankfully.
Thank goodness you didn't. It would be shut down. Right, come on then, Millwall faithful. You know your stuff. I know you're going to put the youngsters right and go, well, that's a good shout, but you've forgotten X, Y, and Z. Let us know in the comments, as you always will do. Good luck against Pompey. Tell you what, Pompey are good at home. You're going to have a tough battle on Tuesday night. Enjoy that game.
Indeed.
Yeah, and just a quick word on QPR. We asked them this question. In terms of this being a derby, do you think at all about QPR as rivals?
I don't think we really see it as a sort of, I wouldn't say it's a derby day. It's not like it's probably one we look out for in the fixture list just because it's the closest. But it's like it's only for, that's the cheapest money we're going to spend on away travel. So
that's
yeah,
fine.
Yeah. But that's the only London club. That's the only London club in. It's only us and QPR. So yeah, it's not really a rivalry. No.
Yeah. Well, they said the same thing. They said they don't think about us. We don't think about them. It's just a game. So let's bring it on.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay. Enjoy the QPR game. We'll see you then in 7 days' time to review all of it back on this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Drop us a subscribe. Help us grow. That's been hugely appreciated. And we'll see you in 7 days' time.